George, thanks for joining us. First of all, I want to thank you for your service. You served your country. You're a veteran. Obviously, some horrific things have happened to you. But tell me about your military service first.
Yeah, so I joined when I was 18. I felt lost at the time, just wanted to do something different, wanted to do something bigger than myself. I always felt like there was just more to life than just me focused on myself. And so I joined the Army, I joined the infantry, and I ended up serving from 2018 to 2022. Got stationed in Fort Wainwright, Alaska, deployed to Iraq for 10 months. And then I went back to Alaska, transferred to Fort Hood, Texas, and there I got out honorably. And I got out and finished my contract, and so that was my time in the military.
Well, thank you. Seriously, anyone that served their country is amazing, so thank you for that. You, like me, are a U.S. citizen, right? We're U.S. citizens. This is our country. We have as many rights as anybody else in this country, yet some pretty horrible things happen to you by our own government, and I was hoping that you could share a little bit about that.
So on July 10th, I was headed to work like normal. When I was pulling up to work, I was met with protesters, just cars piled up. I made my way through. I eventually got to the front. There was a blockade of ICE just lined up across the road. I got out, explained to them I was a U.S. citizen, and I was just trying to get to work, and they were just immediately hostile from the get-go. Eventually, I just knew that I wasn't getting to work, and so I asked one of the agents for a badge number, and he tried to approach me, and it took another agent to hold him back from approaching me. And I saw that, and I decided to get back into my car. Simultaneously, as I'm getting back into my car, the line of agents approaches my car, surrounds it, and so I'm trapped in my car, and the agents are surrounding my car, banging on my window, my driver and passenger side banging on my window, pulling on the door handle, telling me to get out. Agents in the front of my car are telling me to reverse, telling me to pull over to the side. I have an agent behind my car trying to direct me to reverse. And there's all yelling contradictory orders. And so they ended up eventually reversing me out of the way. And they put me into the right lane. They throw tear gas into the protesters and behind my car, and it just engulfed my car in tear gas. At that point, I was just trapped in my car. The agents had completely left my car alone. All their vehicles were passing by on the left-hand side, and once all their vehicles finished passing by, for some reason, I don't know why, but they reapproached my car. I'm just in there coughing, trying to catch my breath, pleading with them like I'm just trying to leave. And eventually, just my driver's side window shatters, glass goes flying, it goes into my leg. Just immediately following my window shattering, an agent sticks his arm through, pepper sprays me in the face, no questions, no nothing, just immediately pepper sprays me. They drag me out of the car, throw me on the ground, and at that point I'm just a rag doll, not resisting, not anything. And so they throw me on the ground, and even though I'm letting them do whatever, an agent comes and he kneels on my back, and another agent comes and kneels on my neck, all while I'm just laying there, just letting them do whatever. And so I have an agent on my neck and an agent on my back, and I'm just pleading with them like I can't breathe, like I'm telling them I can't breathe. They didn't care. I couldn't tell you how long I was like that for. And so eventually they picked me up, walked me back to the farm, and they just sat me there for about 4 hours or so. And so I was sitting in the dirt for about 4 hours or so. They asked me for my ID once, and I told them it was in my car. I'd be happy to show them all the proof they needed of my citizenship if that's what they wanted. I don't think they ever went to my car to check my ID. They didn't care. And that was it. They just left me sitting right there in the dirt. And eventually they transported me to Port Hueneme Navy base. And from there, they took my fingerprints, they took my mugshot, they swabbed my mouth for DNA. They read me my Miranda rights, but just saying that they were investigating what had happened. They never said I was being arrested. They never told me what I was being charged. They just said that they were just doing an investigation. And so I told them my story exactly how I'm telling you. And so I told them everything, and eventually after that, they put me back in the marked car and they drove me to the Metropolitan Detention Center in downtown LA. And from there, I would assume they in-processed me like normal. They strip searched me, and while they were strip searching me, I asked them for a lawyer, like when I could call my lawyer and if I could call my family, and they just completely ignored me.
So you asked if you can make a phone call while you're at the detention center, or talk to someone, have legal representation, and they ignored you?
Yes, they completely ignored me. While they're still strip searching me. I let them know like my skin is burning from the tear gas and the pepper spray, like my body is on fire. And I asked them if I could shower, and they tell me like I'll get over it. The effects will wear off, and that I'll just get over it. And they put me in a cell with one other person. I was in that cell that first Thursday night, just burning. My body was on fire. There's no other way to describe it, but being on fire and just not being able to do anything. Literally the worst feeling ever. That Thursday night, I filled up a sandwich bag that they had gave us for dinner. I filled it up with water, and just the entire night I was alternating my hands in this bag of water, trying to relieve the heat, the pain. And if I'm being honest with you, I don't know if it helped or if it made it worse, but I was like that the entire night. And so Friday morning comes along, they finished doing my processing paperwork. They let me see medical, but it was just more of like how our life was like in our past or when I was younger, and how my life was like now, and that was it. And from there, they let me see a psychiatric nurse, and she asked me questions, and based on how I answered them, she felt like it was best to put me on suicide watch. And so that Friday morning, they put me on suicide watch, and suicide watch is just this yellow concrete room. There's a concrete block in the corner with like a thin mattress on top. There's a tiny rectangle window. They leave the light on 24/7. I'm in there naked in a hospital dress. There's a glass door. There's a guard sitting out there 24/7, writing everything I'm doing every 10 minutes. And a psychiatric nurse comes and checks on me once a day to make sure I didn't kill myself.
How long were you there?
I was like that on suicide watch from Friday morning to Sunday afternoon to literally I was released. So from Thursday night to Sunday afternoon.
So the whole thing took place over a few days.
Yeah, 3 days,
right?
3 nights.
And all because you were just trying to get to work. Did at any point anyone know that you were also had served this country, or you or military?
Yes, I mean, when I was sitting down there in the dirt, I let them know that I was a veteran. Like, I have proof. Like, my license plate has DV plates for a disabled veteran. I have a sticker on my windshield that says Iraq combat veteran. On my actual ID, it says veteran on it. So if they were to just look at my ID, it literally says I'm a veteran. Like, I'm a citizen. It has all that. And so if they would have just checked, I mean, I could have given them all the proof they needed to prove I was a citizen. I mean, it shouldn't even have mattered if I was a veteran or not.
And it shouldn't have mattered that you were a veteran. It shouldn't have mattered because even people in this country that are not citizens have due process rights. And so I think what's really important for people to know is, regardless of one's own citizenship, what's happening right now, and what people they are losing their due process rights.
Yeah.
Access to a phone call, access to a lawyer. I mean, it's horrific. Continue. So what else? Tell me what else, how you ended up getting out, and explain that part to me.
So Sunday morning, close to afternoonish, comes, and an officer walks up to my cell and says, I'm off suicide watch and that I'm gonna be released, and just walks away. That's it. And so even though he said that, I'm still in that cell in those conditions, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, don't get your hopes up. Like I'm still here. And so I'm there for a couple more hours or so, and eventually another officer comes up, he opens the door, walks me downstairs, and they give me back my clothes, I change, and they make me sign for my phone, my watch, my piercings and stuff, and that was it. They said that I was free to go and that all the charges on me had been dropped. And so for me, that wasn't really enough, and I asked them, so I was locked up in here and missed my daughter's birthday for no reason, and it was just the loudest silence ever. They didn't give me an answer. It was just literally the loudest silence ever.
So you missed your daughter's birthday because you were
in prison.
In prison.
Yes.
And at what point when you were in prison were you able to communicate with anybody?
Not a single second while I was in the prison.
So the entire time that you were detained and that you were in prison, you weren't able to let anybody know that you were there. So people
Correct.
are worrying about you. People have no idea where you are. A United States citizen of this country was denied even the ability to contact anybody.
Yes. Not a single phone call to, no one knew where I was.
First, it's important for people to know that anyone that has gone through an experience like that, and this is happening all the time, it's an enormous amount of trauma and an enormous amount of courage that you have first to tell this story, and to share you telling your story is gonna help first countless people, but also for the public record, for people to know that what happened to you and it's happening to others should never happen in the United States of America. Certainly not to anyone, but certainly not to a veteran, to a citizen. People need to know that the administration has to be held accountable for doing these horrific things, not just to you, but to so many others.
The bigger reason why I'm doing this is not only justice for myself, to get accountability for myself, but I mean, for everyone who doesn't get the chance to speak out. I mean, you're right, this does happen to a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people are currently still going through it, even as we're here. And so a lot of people don't get to share their story. And so that's why I'm doing it, is to speak up for everyone who doesn't get that chance. And so even though I want justice for myself, I guess the bigger picture for me is to make a change so that this doesn't continue happening. And so I've been going around. I mean, I went to Washington, I spoke to lawmaker. That's the bigger goal, if I'm being honest with you.
Sure.
So that's me wanting to share that message. I mean, letting people know to call their lawmakers, to call their people in charge, to let them know about what the simple solution is to allow everyone to get justice for themselves, justice for me and justice for everyone.
Thank you. I'll just share with you, our job at the Oversight Committee is to ensure that there's justice for you and for everyone else that is being harmed by our own government. And so I just want to be grateful to you for your service and for sharing your story. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much.